In creeper news.
Creepy crawler.
Oh, those were the shit. I used to love those.
Crossfire, dude. Crossfire.
Redheaded kid with freckles, fucking going ham, finger banging the shit out of the toy.
All the fucking rich white kids had it, dude.
It always looked like.
Hey, have you guys ever watched that Netflix documentary on toys or like the toys that we had or whatever?
I've seen it on Netflix, but I haven't watched
What was it? Was it good?
Yeah, it's all about like the history of like these iconic toys like G.I. Joe and shit like that, Legos. It's dope, man.
it. That is really cool.
Submitted by Joe's Toes.
There was this girl that lived across the street that was always skip it all the time, and she was fine.
Skip.
Block the shit he was gonna do with his toes.
No, I just went like this.
Oh, because it went Joe's toes, and it looked like he was about to like do it, and then you started talking.
That's true. It was always the cute girls with the.
I had to skip it. I wanted to skip it so bad. I only had it because my second grade teacher, I think she was unable to have kids, so she would ask everyone in her classroom what they wanted for Christmas, and then she would buy every single kid that thing.
Damn, that's so nice.
That's coming out of her paycheck,
My
man.
second grade teacher took away my Christmas present. I had like a GAC. Yeah.
Oh, I remember Gak.
I had it, and then she took it away from me, and I wanted it so bad before I got it, and then I got it, and I was so happy, and I took it to school, and she took it away, right? And then for years after that, I kept going, visiting her class, and asking her if she could give it back. Like I wanted it.
Wait, she legit took it?
She just took it and never gave it back.
She was playing with it herself, Tiff.
I was like, damn it! I just wanted my GAC.
If I was a teacher, this is what I would do. Fucking first 10 minutes of class, hey kids, bring out your fucking toys and play with that shit to your heart's content, because the next 50 minutes is hell.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like fucking get it out of your system, dude. Do your skipping and shit. Woo, 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 woo. But when I say turn that shit off, yeah.
That's really good.
I don't think I ever want to put my kids in school. The horrors.
Your kids are gonna be so dumb.
I have nightmares. No homework, no schoolwork.
Oh my god.
That's right. Dad, I don't want to do my homework. Damn straight you don't.
Give me your homework. That's what I think.
He gives them a fucking recorder, and they're both. They never learn how to read.
No, fuck homework.
Their hair's all thick and matted.
They're gonna communicate through the echolocation.
We have our own sequence.
Daddy's gonna teach you some real life skills.
Hell yeah.
You're gonna learn how to rollerblade and use echolocation.
No, they're not even gonna have real clothes. They're gonna be like fucking like furs and different type of shit they hunted.
A leaf cover in their private area.
We're gonna learn how to hunt without eyes.
The adaptive equipment.
Today we're gonna do the Bird Box Hunting Challenge. Come here, kids. Let's go.
A man was convicted of breaking into a home and sucking on a sleeping woman's toes.
Yo, people are fucking freaky.
Shrimping, dude. That's what it's called, shrimping.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Sucking on a toe?
He broke in
No,
a home
but he
to suck
fucking
on her
like
toe.
broke a law to suck somebody's toe. Like that was his intention. I'm gonna break into this home to suck somebody's toe.
He wasn't even trying to steal. Was he trying to steal? Like he had another agenda, and then he saw the toe sticking out of the sheets. He goes, "Damn, that's a fine ass
So
toe."
I gotta suck that shit.
That motherfucker was like this.
That's sucking on toes.
He walked by. He's all like gonna get some fucking VCR and shit. This. Is that a fucking toe?
Is that a big toe?
Damn! That's the smallest VCR I ever seen in my life, dude. And also, you had to go back in time to get a VCR. Shit was tight.
No one got that. That was funny.
I need a VCR, by the way. I found videotapes.
Okay.
Somebody give me a VCR.
All right, so this man, his name is Richard. He's 29 years old, of Norwalk.
Oh shit!
Represent!
Wow.
He must be Mexican.
Damn.
His name is Richard Michael Parkhurst.
There's white people in Norwalk too.
This is what he looks like.
Damn.
He looks Polynesian to me. Oh yeah, what is he?
He looks like a caveman that just came to a hipster land.
He looks like a toe sucker.
This dude lost some weight and cleaned himself up. He kind of, all right.
Nah.
He looks like a toe sucker.
He looks like two people. One guy, Nadim. One guy, I don't know.
So just the beard, because Nadim has a beard. So anyway, that's his face.
That fool look like he could suck some good toe though.
So he...
Look at how luscious his lips is. You tell him.
They're chapped as fuck. They look rough.
They're chapped?
Yes.
Yo, from this, if you look at it upside down like this, he looks pretty good.
He has some thick lips though, and that That mouth looks soft.
You trying to fuck him or something?
You know what, dude? You
all
lose
I'm
some
saying
fucking weight and you prove this lady wrong, dude, and shave yourself up and stop sucking toes, and we'll see.
All I'm saying is, if he sucks my toe, I'll be cool with it.
And you got some nice looking toes.
Thank you. Anybody that's willing to suck the fucking toe jam off my feet,
Oh god.
thank you very much. See, that's a service. That's what I'm saying.
All right, so this dude, Richard, what he did here is he saw this woman walking her dog, and then he told her,
On what streets?
Third.
I don't believe it. There's no third in Norwalk.
Third until Huenga, dude.
There's always a third.
Not
In every city.
Norwalk.
Friend, there's Main Street.
he told her nice dog, and then
Nice dog and feet.
You
then
can't help but say feet.
he exposed himself
nice
and
dog.
said, I am walking mine too.
Oh wow.
Oh, literally.
That's
exposed
pretty
himself.
funny. Did his dick have a collar on it too?
And like a little leash.
I'm walking mine too.
That fool does not look like he would be doing shit like
Hold
that.
on, it gets weirder.
I wonder if he
then
practiced
later-
that line too. Nice dog. I'm walking mine too.
That's, he does it in front of the mirror.
So then later that day, that same day,
Perfect though. She was like, oh, that's funny. It must be a chihuahua. Burn!
See,
A
chicks
teacup.
chicks need to just have better rebuttals and it would scare the creeps away. But when chicks go, ew, it turns them on.
all right, so then later that same day, he snuck into her home while she was sleeping.
How did he even find where?
And then she woke up and found him sucking on her toes.
Oh, fuck. I'd kick that motherfucker in his face.
So then the next day, this fool, he peeped into an apartment through the mail slot and then told the resident that his girlfriend was attractive.
So he was looking into the mail hole and he goes, damn, your girlfriend's fine, man.
Yeah.
Okay, clearly this guy got some issues. Yeah.
So then later that day, a female jail guard caught him touching himself while looking at her
A jail guard
because he got arrested.
for looking through the mailbox?
And sucking the toes.
So now while he's at jail, he's touching himself looking at a jail guard.
So he starts beating off while she's like walking around.
Yep. And
He has
then
a strong libido.
he started saying that he is a Zeus-like god who was sent from the stars to seduce women. It was his destiny to seduce women, and they would willingly have his children.
He has mad game.
So when
So he said
was
that
up
he
there
needs
in
to save the
Olympus,
planet.
Maybe fucking Walmart theology.
That he will
no.
create a super race and save the planet.
Super Ray, he looks like he got shitty genetics though.
So he has a god complex too.
So his attorney said that he stopped taking his medication for schizophrenia after his girlfriend died.
There you go.
Because he kind of looks more like
then
that
to-
little goat thing in Hercules versus actual Zeus. You know that goat that trained Hercules?
That fool looked more like Hordor than anything.
Hold the door.
That fool looked like Hordor.
Oh, but he didn't take his medication because his girlfriend died.
Yeah, and then he started hearing voices coming from the television telling him to do things and that he was.
The television told him to suck a
Well, he
toe.
doesn't belong in jail then. He belongs in a fucking. He needs help.
Yeah, in like a mental institution.
If you look at his mugshot though, it seems like nothing is happening behind those eyes.
Right.
Yeah, now you see it differently, huh?
Yeah.
Now that you know the whole story.
Now it's like empty head, and then an image of a foot comes up, and he's like,
Yeah.
Annie.
"There's a lot of crazy people in this world."
But yeah, I mean that kind of explains somewhat
Richard Michael.
all the crazy shit that he's doing. Cause he's like he has no sense of reality. He's like living in his own world.
You know, it'd be kind of cool if we could unharmingly experience what it's like to be these different types of mental type of states.
That'd be tight.
So like one day you can experience.
Yeah, you'd be able to appreciate it and understand
Yeah,
it.
you can empathize more.
I empathize, that's the
You
word.
can't come back from it though.
No, you can. With my technology, you can. Yeah, unharmingly. Yeah, yeah. It's like a roller coaster ride, you know. So it's like you just put on your fucking. Today, I am going to be a schizophrenic, and you. I like hamburgers. You know.
Damn, that'd be crazy.
Today I'm going to be African.
Yeah.
Who would you pick besides a schizophrenic person?
I'm very interested in schizophrenia, and this is kind of similar, like which is multi-personality disorder,
Oh yeah.
multiple personality disorder, or like do they know that there's these different people living within themselves.
It's kind of weird how some people use like these hardcore drugs and they never had like a psychotic breakdown or something, but they'll use like DMT or some shit, and next thing you know, they're fucking loony. Like it either they had that tendency or trait before, or did that drug do that to them?
I think it's just like their mental fortitude.
It's very weak.
Yeah,
Like it turned it on.
Yeah, like acid. People can really go down. Yeah.
I've done a lot of acid in my formidable years when my brain is still developing from 14 to 16, and holy Christ. Holy Christ. It changed my mind is all I'm saying. It's like, fuck.
I wonder how different you would be if you didn't do that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you feel like you changed after?
I think this is what happened. In elementary school, I was already a hyper-ass kid, lots of energy, very outgoing. And then I got into drugs, and I got depressed, and all that shit, and I was very internal. So, like, I wasn't acting outward. A lot of things were going on in here, and then my world was like, I was like a fucking, what do you call those creatures? A possum, you know? Go out in the middle of the night, fucking spray paint with my friends and come back home and shit, you know? Go to raves in the middle of the night. Fucking do drugs and shit, you know? And it was,
Why a
like a
possum?
party possum, you know? Because I'm from California and possums are nocturnal.
The party possum, dude. That's
Why a possum?
Or an owl.
Yeah.
But there's no owls in LA.
And possums are like mischievous looking, dude.
Yeah, I'm a party possum, you know? And then, and then when I sobered up, because I didn't feel normal unless I was on something. When I was sober, I started feeling like weird, like I couldn't sleep.
Yeah,
and I think it's because like you're confronted with thoughts. You don't want to be in the real world, you want to escape. So then, once you're forced with being in the real world, it almost felt like for almost a decade of my life, I've been living in a dream world, and now I have to face being a human, and I have to deal with my problems, and I had this like stunted growth in maturity and everything. So then now, fast forward to like college and on, I felt like I was experiencing things most people do in earlier years, but I didn't get that opportunity to work things out, like you know, social skills, relationship skills.
sense.
Yeah, because if you think about a 50-year-old druggie, right? Sometimes they have the maturity of a 10-year-old
Right.
or whatever.
Right. Because it's an escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like the hot mom party girls that like never grow up. They're like late 40s and shit. They're still trying to be like they're 21, but they're
Right.
just alcoholics like crazy, and they never stop partying since 21.
Yeah.
They're stuck at that stage.
Well, that's when drugs become dangerous, when you use it as an escape versus like recreation, right? Like I think once I started smoking weed when I was like 12, I had anger issues, and it really helped me kind of like chill me out. And then
But when you weren't smoking though, weren't you angry?
Yes, I had mood swings. Yeah. So like it became to the point where being high was my normal state. Like I did that to stay normal. But then, like you said, once you kind of get to a certain point, you realize I got to deal with this shit. You know, I can't just like use drugs to kind of like escape from it or to suppress it. Like you got to deal with it.
My drug? Pie. That's my problem.
I thought you were gonna say Jesus Christ.
Mood swings? Fucking pie.
My drug. Praying.
Exactly.
It's healthy, but it's also good.